narrative. It encompassed actions undertaken in late 2016 and early 2017, including the leaking of the Steele dossier and James Clapper's leaks of James Comey's briefing to President Trump. The intent behind these actions was simple: the legitimization of the investigation into the Trump campaign. The strategy involved the recusal of Trump officials with the intent that Andrew McCabe would end up running the investigation. The Steele dossier, which was paid for by the Clinton presidential campaign and the Democratic National Committee, served as the foundation of the Russia narrative. The intelligence community, led by CIA Director John Brennan and DNI James Clapper, used the dossier as a launching pad for creating their intelligence community assessment. This report, which was presented to Obama in December 2016, despite NSA Director Mike Rogers having only moderate confidence in its assessment, became one of the core pieces of the narrative that Russia interfered with the 2016 elections. Through intelligence community leaks and in collusion with willing media outlets, the narrative that Russia helped Trump win the elections was aggressively pushed throughout 2017. And in closing today, Spygate. Spygate represents the biggest political scandal in our nation's history. A sitting administration actively colluded with a political campaign to affect the outcome of a US presidential election. Government agencies were weaponized and a complicit media spread intelligence community leaks as facts. But a larger question remains: how long has the United States been subject to interference from the intelligence community and our political agencies? Was the 2016 presidential election a one-time aberration, or is this episode symptomatic of a larger pattern extending back decades? The intensity, scale and coordination suggest something greater than overzealous actions taken during a single election. They represent a unified reaction of the establishment to a threat posed by a true outsider, a reaction that has come to be known as Spygate. I've very much enjoyed your company on this special two-part series and look forward to seeing you on upcoming episodes. Just before we finish, please feel free to leave your comments below. You can also like, subscribe and find us on social media. From all of us at Declassified, take care. The Spygate Scandal, What We Learned in 2018, the story written by Epoch Times contributor Jeff Carlson. Please remember to subscribe, like and hit the notifications button, plus seek us out on Twitter and share our content. We have designed a comprehensive infographic in true Epoch Times style to support this story. It's in-depth, don't miss it. Link is in the description below, plus in the comments section. So 2018 proved to be a year of numerous revelations that provided clarity regarding events leading up to and following the 2016 presidential election. It is now clear that elements within the FBI, the CIA, the Department of Justice, and the State Department were actively working against the Trump campaign, and that these elements continued to work against President Trump's administration following his surprise win. Immediately following Trump's victory, these efforts focused on two specific fronts: hobbling the effectiveness of Trump's newly formed administration and simultaneously working toward his impeachment. Complicit in this effort was the mainstream media, which almost gleefully promoted story after story of half-truths and partial facts, unlike the Epoch Times, who have reported truthfully and factually on the current US administration from the start. As we moved into the second half of 2017, the president continued to surprise and confound the opposition. His administration began to assert itself, and a semblance of control was exerted over the FBI and DOJ at the most senior levels. In early 2018, a purge of sorts appeared to have taken place. A number of high-profile individuals abruptly resigned or were fired. Former FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe was fired and is currently the subject of an ongoing grand jury investigation. The investigation by Special Counsel Robert Mueller, which began in May 2017, began to return indictments, but has noticeably failed to produce any evidence of collusion on the part of the Trump campaign. Each indictment from Mueller has specifically noted that there was no collusion on the part of any American citizen. The special counsel appears to be particularly focused focused on violations of the Foreign Agents Registration Act and influence peddling under the Obama administration. At the same time, multiple investigations, including a prominent investigation into FISA abuse conducted by DOJ Inspector General Michael Horowitz, remain ongoing. Looking forward into 2019, the questions become who will be held accountable, how high up the political ladder will the investigation go, and will some of the more prominent players, such as former CIA Director John Brennan, become part of an investigative focus. Let's look into a couple of points here, starting with the Mueller investigation. So the Mueller investigation has proven to be an emotional issue and a source of concern for many, but there are some potentially reassuring facts for those concerned. The special counsel is acting out of bounds. Mueller's investigation has exhibited a common theme: influence peddling and Foreign Agents Registration Act violations, and the majority of his investigations, such as the one into Paul Manafort, relate to events preceding Trump. Thus far, there have been no allegations of collusion in any of the Mueller indictments related to the president. Not widely known is that Trump, Rosenstein and Mueller met on May 17, 2017, one day prior to Mueller's appointment. Ostensibly, the meeting was about whether Mueller would accept the role of FBI director, but this would seem to make little sense. Mueller had previously served as the FBI director from 2001 to 2013, 2 years beyond the normal 10-year tenure for an FBI director. In 2011, Obama requested that Mueller stay on as FBI director for an additional 2 years, which required special approval from Congress. A new tenure would almost certainly have been opposed. The May 17 appointment of Mueller accomplished one very significant thing. It shifted control of the Russia investigation from the FBI and McCabe to Mueller. Rosenstein would also retain ultimate authority over the probe, and any expansion of Mueller's investigation required authorization from Rosenstein. On August 2, 2017, Rosenstein secretly issued Mueller a revised scope of investigation and definition of authority memo that remains heavily redacted. The full purpose of this memo remains unknown, and few have seen the unredacted version. Two individuals who have seen the redacted version are U.S. District Judge T.S. Ellis III, who presided over the trial of Manafort, and newly installed Acting Attorney General Matthew Whitaker. Neither man has given any indication that there are any issues with the content of Rosenstein's memo. And finally, the Steele dossier. As we move into the new year, one final item worth noting remains. The Steele dossier has been debunked. Steele admitted in a secret court filing that he was hired for the purpose of providing information that would allow Hillary Clinton to challenge the validity of the 2016 election. Although a formal legal challenge was never mounted, the Steele dossier, which remains uncorroborated by the FBI, was used precisely for its intended purpose, including its role in obtaining a FISA warrant for spying on Trump campaign advisor Carter Page. Michael Isikoff, the Yahoo News reporter who met with Steele in September 2016, recently admitted to having significant doubts regarding the dossier. When you actually get into the details of the Steele dossier, the specific allegations, we have not seen the evidence to support them, and in fact there's good grounds to think that some of the more sensational allegations will never be proven and are likely false. Former FBI Director James Comey recently testified that the Steele dossier wasn't verified as of May 2017. Again, the dossier was used as the primary piece of evidence by the FBI to obtain a Page FISA warrant on October 21, 2016. The Steele dossier, written by British national and former MI6 agent Christopher Steele, was used by both the FBI and the CIA, and a summary of the document was provided directly to President Barack Obama. And yet, for all the weight attached to this document, most of its assertions have never been proven to be factual, many have been proven to be false, and it remains unverified to this day, which is perhaps fitting for a document originally intended to be used by Hillary Clinton to challenge the election in the then unlikely event she lost. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to leave your comments in the section below and also share our content across social media. From all of us here at Declassified, thank you for watching, and we'll see you again very soon.